Feels a bit breamy. Feels a bit breamy, ladies and gentlemen. Feels a bit breamy. Good evening. Welcome back to frugal.od with myself, Dylan. And as you can see, we've got a few people out tonight. So it's not a comp, it's a friendly. But we come out to see if we can't catch a couple of bream, because only Nick who's fishing tonight as well, but only Nick got into some bream on our daytime comp. And I think all of us were a little bit, we want a bream. So we've come out fishing. We're fishing Norton Wall. Got Steve to the left of me, then we got Bill, then we got Nick, and then we got Sharon. So there's a few of us out tonight, and hopefully we can get into a fish or two. A couple of the guys are already fishing. I need to pull my finger out. I've got my rod set up, but I need to get some rigs baited. So let's get straight on that and see if we can't get a bait in the water and see if we can't get a fish. I'm absolutely knackered. I've been skimming all day, rushed home, cooked food, eaten food, but now we're here and it's about 20 past 6, I think. So let's get on it anyway, shall we? Right, I need to get these rigs baited up. So it's nothing serious tonight. Just a little bit of fun, really. Just nice to catch up with people that you only fish with sort of once, maybe occasionally twice a month. But in the comps, so it's nice to have a social where there's no real pressure as such. So first off, I'm just going to stick two. Oh, cool, man. I'm sitting here straight away. Literally just sat down and I found 2 hooks, a load of line. Look at that. Just sat there on the floor. Assholes. Anyway, not cool. Right. So I'm going to fish with two hook flappers, well, one up, one down, with some glowy beads on. Size 1 canoes, I think, on one rig. Size 2 canoes on the other one. I'm fishing, basically, I've raided the freezer. I've got loads of part bags. I've got 4 part bags of squid. So that is what I'm going to be fishing with today. I've also got half a mackerel. So basically one side of mackerel. And I've also got... Oh, yeah, right, yeah, you're fine. And also got, I've got 4 peeler spider crab. Not for the bream, because like I say, I would like some bream, but I'm on the end, so it makes sense that I could probably, I mean, it was for hounds, but I could chuck one just over the side here a little bit later and see if there's a bass, which would be really nice. So I've just cut a piece of squid, just popped it on there. I'm not going to bind it on or anything silly like that. Not yet, anyway. I mean, if we're getting, look at this, man, I'm getting all tangled up in line that's all over the bloody floor. Ah, piss take. Why do people do that? I got a good idea. Let's go fishing and then leave all my shit on the floor. Right, where was I? Having a rant, that's what I was doing. All right, let's cut another piece of squid. And all I'm doing, I was just, because it's a little bit wider, means I can fold it, which means it stays on the hook a little bit better. Because like I say, it has been refrozen. It's not the best quality, but you know what? I don't really think it needs to be when you're bream fishing. I think just basically having something out there, whether it be ragworm, mackerel, cuttlefish. I was going to bring a cuttlefish and I forgot, but never mind. I caught one. By accident, bass fishing. So I'm going to bring that out next time we've got a daytime comp. But anyway, let's get this one on and let's get it out. Right, well, it looks like we're on pretty much slack water at the moment, so I'm going to whack this one as far out as I can. What little tide there might be is going to be out there. There we go. Wicked, hopefully. It's got bream on it. Bream. Second rig's going to be exactly the same. So I won't show you the baiting up. Just going to have a natter anyway instead. Yeah, a few more glowy beads on this one. But hopefully, like I say, fish for a bream. Like I said, it was just gone. Oh, it's probably about 6:30 by now, I suppose. And I don't know what time everyone else is fishing till, but I'm probably going to fish till maybe 11. Definitely into dark. Might get some other species coming out. I mean, at the moment, certainly it's kind of going to be bream, maybe a silver eel, maybe a hound, maybe a bass. I don't think there's going to be a whole bunch out there at the moment, apart from a bream, which is fine by me. So let's get this next one baited up. And that'll do. And get it out. And there we are, there it is, all baited up. You can see there, I've got a squid head on the bottom, 6-ounce gripper, because the tide does come through here. We've got reasonably decent sized tides today, and then another strip of squid on that. But again, it's not bound on, so I don't really want to whack this one too hard. I think everyone else has got 2 baits out already, so this is the last rod to go out. There we are, a little bit closer in that one. Covering a bit of ground. I will take my drag off just in case we get into a lucky hound. But I've got my crab out there defrosting anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to use one shortly. See if there's a hound around, just for a bit of fun, bit of sport. Oh yeah, got a nice bit of. Do you know, the only thing I would say about this stand is the when you put the, God, that tide is ripping. When you put your rods in these bits, they're not the cups, but it's the other bits, the line gets trapped here because it's not in a V. So it's just a case of just making sure that the line's underneath. But yeah, that tide is ripping, so I've hit those, not hugely far, but for me, I've chucked them out. So I think I'm going to get another rig ready, baited up, and then I'm probably going to drop it in just a little bit closer and see what happens. You know what, I might actually chuck a crab on, why not? Wait for this tide to ease up. It will only run really hard for about an hour, and then it should ease up. But at the moment, it is absolutely ripping. But yeah, I might just drop a crab bait down here. Crikey. Picks up some bloody weed here. That is heavy. Oh, I bet it's all going to be on my knot as well. Oh. Yeah, there's a little bit of weed out there, isn't there? Whew. Like trying to reel in a sack of potatoes. Well. Out there for maybe 10 minutes and ripped around in that tide. It's not just the tide, it's the weed as well. I'm hoping, quite often when you fish the Solent, this is the trouble with Solent. First part of the flood can flood really hard. Most of the ebbs really hard, making it almost unfishable. But it does ease off. So, even though it's just turned now and we're getting the incoming tide, it should, in theory, lighten up a little bit, but it's the weed. If the weed's in and doesn't go anywhere, it can make for some not very fun fishing, but these crabs are really frozen still, so I'm gonna take the legs off, and I'm going to take the back shell off, and that should make it defrost a bit quicker. Might not even be able to get the back shell off, to be honest. But we'll leave them out like that anyway. Just got one out there at the moment, one 2-hook flapper. Might stick the other one out just for a bit of fun. But yeah, pretty weedy at the moment. Doesn't make the fishing very easy, does it? So I've got to wait for these to defrost anyway, so I'm going to try and stick another 2-hook flapper. I've just watched Steve bring in half a pound of weed, but why not? We're here, so you never know. Might get a bite in between the weed. I haven't got anything better to do today, so it's going to beat sitting at home, probably editing. So, I mean, if it's, as long as it's fishing, then it should be all right. Might cast one up tide a little bit. Oh, there we go. Looks very much like the weed again. I think it's going to be a case of sort of casting one, bringing it in. Well, I'll bring the other one in to de-weed it, and just kind of fishing with both rods, but fishing with one baited in the water at each time, because yeah, this sucks at the minute. But it will stop, so don't go anywhere, because it will stop, I assure you. There we go, next bait to go out. Lovely bit of crab, couple of legs hanging off each hook as well, just to try and make it look a little bit more natural as half a frozen crab can look. But we'll stick it out anyway. I'm going to clip it just to keep it off the ground, but I won't clip it when I cast it, because it is not going to be going very far at all. There we are, there it is, all clipped up. Just going on it's a 5-ounce gripper. I think I kind of need it, to be honest, in this tide at the moment, but it could probably put a plain lead on there, to be honest with you. But the idea is, because it's on an up and over, it is partly a running ledger anyway, and I'm hoping that even if those grippers are in, it can take the line, take enough line that it will then get hooked on the gripper. That's the plan. Well, I reckon I've had this one in the water for maybe even close to 15 minutes. It wasn't very far out. Oh, there it is. And there's the weed. Well, at least some kind of, it's on the belly of the line, which is kind of where I want it to be if it's going to be anywhere. It's not masking my hook baits. So at least I'm fishing. But I'm going to drop this one in close now. Real close. Right, let's chuck this. Let's unclip it, because it doesn't need to be clipped, and because I'm not casting very far, it's more likely to get tangled, in all honesty. So let's just dump this a little bit to my right and about 10 yards out. Hopefully any weed that goes down the line will stop at the lead, which means my bait should still be fishing quite well. So I'm just going to go down here a little bit, cast it over there. That's it. That is it. There we go. So plenty of drag on it, so I might even give it a little bit more, because if it does start pulling because of the weed, I'll just tighten it up a little bit. But you never know, might be a bass out there, which would be nice, wouldn't it? I think we've been fishing for maybe, I don't know, probably an hour nearly. I don't know. It's gone very, very quickly, because I've done very, very, very many bait changes already because of the weed. But I say I still have hope that it's going to ease up shortly. And then we can sort of fish. Also the tide, because so much water comes in, it starts swirling around a little bit. So it will sort of back eddy, it will stay in the same place, and hopefully at that point the weed might settle down a little bit as well. So we'll fish on through though. So there's 5 of us all fishing together. So, and Bill's had a school bass. Has anyone attempted to put one a bit further out yet? Yeah. Oh really? Oh what? When he casts? Let's try it. Let's go a little bit further. I'm not going to stick one massively out there, but so let's do it for a laugh. Go on, let's see how quickly it goes over.
Thank you.
You're welcome, mate. Just for a giggle, I've put one out at distance, just to see. But I reckon it'll last about 5 minutes before I have to bring it in. Well, actually, that isn't moving quite so much as I thought it might. So I'm going to stick the other one out a bit further as well. No, the other one is still out there. I'm going to chuck this one out as well. So I had a crab down the side, just see if there was a bass out there. I'm going to freshen this one up, I think. That tide has eased right off. Oh, come on. Yeah, as you can see, still loads of weed. But this was the first one that I chucked out at distance for a little while. And there's definitely a change in the tide at the moment because I've just chucked that one out and it's still exactly where it landed basically, which is right in front of me. So it does mean that probably because we've got a bit of water in here now, hopefully it will chill out a little bit and make the fishing a little bit more comfortable, because I'm not moaning, but it's been quite difficult with all this weed, but hopefully it should chill out a little bit. So there we go, that's that crab bait that I had out there earlier. As you can see, it's all washed out. I mean, the legs are even still on there, but it came out pretty clean, so it means it was fishing. So all I'm going to do is get the other half of the crab and basically just pop it on the back. So basically piggybacking the bait really. So all you're doing is adding a whole bunch of fresh scent. It's making the bait a little bit bigger as well. But you know, I'd like to think that that could possibly pick up a bass. Smooth hound, but preferably a bass. I mean, that would be ideal. Be nice to take something home, show you something to Daisy for all my efforts, rather than just saying, yeah. Well, I caught a load of smooth hounds, but then put them back. So bream and bass would be nice tonight, but there we go. So all I've done is just bound another bit of crab on the back of that, and then we can flick it out in a minute. Yeah, there's a lot of water coming here very, very quickly today. All the rocks that were down in front of me here are completely covered now. Like I say, we've been fishing for about an hour and 45 minutes, give or take, I suppose. But fishing has definitely got a lot easier, which is nice. yeah, it'd be nice if we can get something. Right, these rods are very, very still. Very, very still. So let's try get some fresh bait out there. Got a feeling. Oh, I'm in. How am I in? Ooh, didn't even realise there's any snags down here. It's not very, very nice. Ah, just felt it go. Damn. Well, that was a bit unfortunate. Just lost a set of gear, which is really unusual for down here. But £25 mono with a £60 leader, and it still went. But it was straight in that snag. So, got a spare spool here with some braid on. So let's chuck that out. But yeah, there's not a lot happening at the minute. Maybe it'll be this cast. Thing is, there's not a lot happening for everybody, so feels like there's not a whole bunch of fish activity out there at the minute, but like I say, that could change. If everybody else was catching and I wasn't, then I'd be worried, but that isn't the case. Got a feeling I might be fishing with one bait. Two hours, just over. There's been 2 fish caught between the 6 of us down here now. Nick's just turned up as well. A strap conger and a school bass, and that's it so far. It's been a real struggle, to be honest. It's quite a big tide, and the tide's not so much of a problem, it's when the weed comes through with it, and that's been a huge problem. I've tried pop-ups, I've tried keeping it in close. Obviously when it's in close it's not too bad, but in my experience of fishing down here, if I want a bream, then they're out there. So able to sort of give it a bit of oomph at the moment, and I'm just sort of quietly sitting here listening to my drag click every now and again as it's taking a little bit of line, but it's not too weedy. But it's definitely not a fish fest at the moment. But like I say, I've just shown you the sun is dropping, so with any luck, a couple of fish might come along in a minute, even if it's just for the people that are fishing around me, because it would just be nice to see something. So I've tied another bait, another crab, half a crab, bound up. Hook points are nice and proud. We've got 3.0 wide mouth extra there, and a 3.0 circle hook on the top. On and up and over. Lost a couple of rigs, got snagged up, and then tried to give it a heave ho, and I forgot to take my bailing arm off. But it did go on my rig clip, which is a bonus. So didn't lose any line, didn't lose a leader. But yeah, I lost a couple of leads, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But like I say, most of my rigs, probably 50% of the rigs that I'm using of late are only tied knots, no swivels. Obviously a swivel at the end just to get it on my main line. But yeah, fishing is hard, man. Oh, is it? It's braid. Could be anything. Could be a crab farting near my line. But anyway, we'll keep going, keep fishing. It's not even 9 o'clock yet, so still got a couple of hours left. That sun has literally just dropped now, so. I mean, it looks super, super bright. It looks like we're in the middle of the day on the screen, but it's really not like that at all. But maybe, just maybe, we can pick a fish up in a minute. Still fishing with the small hooks. And like I say, every now and again, I'm just chucking this out. See if there's a bass. I've tried it in close and I've tried it at distance as well. But nothing. But we won't let it beat us. So I've literally just chucked one straight out there at maybe 7 to 10 yards. Nice crab bait. Yeah, you never know, there might be a bass cruising by, but yeah, slow. Like I say, there's 6 of us fishing, 2 rods each, 12 rods, and only 2 fish caught so far, so hard work. But come on, let's get one. Well, I'm gonna wait a little while. I think when as soon as it starts getting really close to getting dark, that'll be my sort of magic hour to fish as hard as I can then. And because that tide will have eased up, there's plenty of water in here now, so to be honest, you could probably punch it out there at full whack and it'll be okay. Weed's definitely eased up, so I'm gonna give it a whack in a minute and see if we can't winkle something out. Oh dear, well I'm fishing with a 2 up 1 down at the moment. One with a pop-up bead, and I'm fishing a up and over in really, really close. Trying to hedge my bets for the bream, which is basically what we're all fishing for our little sort of side bet. But now I'm just trying to catch anything, to be honest. Don't really care about the 5, I want to catch a fish. So I'm going to fish with 3 hooks on one side. I've cut one of the hooks off one of my other flappers, so basically every now and again I can still just stick a single hook out for a bream, and then every now and again I'm sticking a bigger bait out. But at the moment it's coming back like that one, pretty much completely untouched. So I don't know what to do. But then no one's catching. Well, Sharon is. Sharon's catching some strap congers down there. But so far, I think I've had 1 bite. And then I think it's time to switch out my sunglasses for a head torch, because I can't actually see where my line is. Oh, hello. That's a bite. Oh, I think it came off. No? Is it? Well, in there, it's easy. Thought I had a bite then. I think I did, but I think it's come off. Oh no, 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 still there. Feels a bit breamy. Feels a bit breamy, ladies and gentlemen. Feels a bit breamy. You got a bream?
All
On a single hook. No way. He got one. Hee. Well, it's in size. It's not. I mean, yeah. It's table size, but it'd be better if it's bigger. A little bit of squid on it, literally on a single hook, because I cut one of the hooks off because I had a 3 hook on the other side. There we go. We got a bream. I am chuffed. So I've got 3 hooks on one side, not a sausage. Cut one of the hooks off the other rigs. I thought I'll fish with 1 hook on the other side. Got a bream, banging. So I'm gonna go to the adjudicator, get it weighed, because we've got a target. We got target. There we go, I'm just gonna show you what I'm fishing with. So this was a 2 hook flapper, but like I say, no hook on the top. I've just cut it off. And it's got this little size 1 semicircle hook on the bottom, basically like a little paternoster, really. But yeah, as soon as it hit the water, had a bite. So at distance as well. So I'm going to chuck this one right out as hard as I can again. See where that other line is, because it's swinging around a little bit out there. Chuck this one out, probably bring that one in, rebait it. I haven't got a spare rig or anything tonight. I'm not bothering to fish like that. But oh, I'm chuffed. We got a bream. Daisy would be pleased as well, because we got some food. Let's freshen this one up. Probably what I should have done actually is cut a hook off my 3 hook flapper and fished with 2 hook flappers. But there we are. That's how my brain works. Not very well. So yeah, at the moment, tide should be going left to right, but where we're getting this back eddy, which I often talk about, everything's going right to left, so it's going in completely the opposite direction with quite some force as well. But I guess it's because maybe we've got a lot of water in here now, so as that tide is coming up the channel, up through the Solent, it must be pulling that way and then just getting some sort of turbulence in here, like a vortex. But yeah, so basically it makes it quite difficult to figure out where to cast. So obviously now I'm casting to my right, which is up tide. Well, it'd actually be down tide, but effectively I'm fishing up tide the wrong way, if that makes sense. Doesn't make sense, any sense whatsoever, so I won't put it in the video. Ooh. That looked like a really good bite. Yeah. Ooh, go on. Yeah, man, definitely getting another bite. Right hand rod this time. I mean, it looks bigger than it is because it's on braid, but really nice first bite and then a slightly smaller second bite, so. We've got 3 hooks on that rig anyway, so I am going to leave it for a little bit. Go on, go again. Oh, well, there we go. Now that light's gone, seems to be a few fish about, which is really quite nice. That's basically what we've all been waiting for. Keep hearing a few people hollering out. So Nick's literally just had 2 straight off the bat, 1 each cast, 2 strap congers. Steve's just had 1 to my left. Sharon's had probably about half a dozen by now. So yeah, there's a few fish coming out, which is good. I'd still like to get another bream. It's always nice to go in with 2 bream if you can. So I think what I'm going to do, because I did have a bite on this one, I'm going to bring this in. I've switched them over now because I've cast a bit further to my right and then I've let it swing round. So I'm going to bring this one in, rebait it, get it back out there. I've still got a few squid left, so basically I'm just going to keep chucking the squid out and see if we can't get another bream, because they do feed at night time as well. And to be honest, so far this year, probably 50% of them have been at night time, so. But yeah, let's do that. It's not been out there very long, but I definitely reckon I'm not fishing with 3 baited hooks at the moment. There we go. Lovely looking crab bait, look at that. It's nice, isn't it? I think I'm just going to literally, I tell you what, wrap it around my rod first. Oh, and then try and take my eye out. Let's do that. Let's just chuck this straight in front of us. Little flick. There we go. See what happens to that. Yeah, that tide's eased right up again now. So funny. It's not constant at all. It's a pain in the arse. Well, we're getting a couple of bites anyway. Like I said, just missed something then. Got a feeling it's probably a little strap conger, but pulled in my other rig, it was all twisted up, so possibly something on there as well. More than likely again, a strap, but we'll see if we can winkle something out. One more fish before we go would be nice. It's very slow. I mean, like I say, there's quite a few of us and it's slow for everyone. And then I'll get my head together and see where I'm going to go on my next little adventure. I think we're going to be going out back somewhere. Ooh. Did you see that and hear it? Something just picked that bass bait up. Took line. Oh, hello. What happened there? Having a bit of a funny 5 minutes here. I think, again, conger bit me clean off that time. Ooh. That one's going. I think that's probably a conger as well. So I'm only fishing 2 hooks on here now. Whatever keeps playing with that bait, I think, is a conger. Ah, got one here, I think. soon as it goes out. Oh, congers, I think. Yeah. This one feels a little bit better, but no. I haven't really got the rigs for congers, even little strap ones. Keep biting me off, and I think it's done the same. That's gone very light. Oh wow, check that out. We're cooking now. Cooking now, Steve. Oh mate, I think I've just got the biggest conger known to man. I reckon I could probably catch a bream on it. Nasty little thing. Oh, that's it. I tell you what. Why don't you ruin my rig? I don't think I've ever caught one this small.
Oh, it's tiny, is it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, mate. If you drop it, you'll lose it. Look at this. Look at that. I didn't know they came that small. There we are. It's another fish, I suppose. Right, well there we go. All packed down, and as usual, it's just the camera to go. Well, I've got to be honest, I think we're all a little bit sort of dismayed really. It was really slow. We came down obviously with the intention of catching a bream, and I did catch one bream, and it was the only bream I think that was caught between the 6 of us. And also Phil was down here as well, so there was actually 7, but yeah, it was really difficult. Weed was a nightmare to begin with. Tide was caning through, then it got really easy to fish. Loads of strap congers and stuff like that was coming out, and just the one solitary bream. So yeah, I'm gonna get my head together and see, have a little think about where I'm gonna go next week. Hopefully try and get in on some fish, but I think the fishing has been a little bit hard anyway around the island of late, for certainly the last sort of week or so. But then the night after I went down and caught some strap congers, the very next night somebody went down and caught a taupe and caught some smoothhound. So they are there. It is hit and miss at the minute, but it does seem. But if you haven't got a bait in the water, then you don't know, do you? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it's not a very fish-filled video, but hopefully next time it will be. So until then, please take care, stay safe, and maybe I'll see you out there. Cheers.